ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञाननिर्दशनाय चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषाय शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशकाले। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So this is a very simple thing. Actually, any houses can be done. Just pick up Bhagavad Gita, start reading backwards, and start discussing. So now Prabhupada is commenting here that Dhritarashtra is responsible for the whole catastrophe. And the point to meditate here is that Dhritarashtra was informed, he was aware of his weakness, and he said, I can't do anything about it. Now this kind of attitude led to this great disaster. True, finally nothing can be stopped, God's plan is going on, Krishna is possibly there. But Dhritarashtra as such, I told you last time also, Krishna also personally visited for the last peace offer. At that time, Krishna arranged even great sages to come and instruct Dhritarashtra. Everybody was on him. Duryodhana was useless. And when Krishna was coming back after the failed peace offer, because Duryodhana didn't agree, and Dhritarashtra was, he was the king, not Duryodhana, but he was like helpless, just too attached to his son. So, and finally he said, Krishna, I'm unable to do anything. So Krishna sarcastically remarked in everybody's presence, just look, he is a king and he says he can't do anything. The same way, we are also the king, our body, our senses, we are. And we should not say, I can't do it. Krishna is saying, do it. Is there in Bhagavad Gita what Krishna wants us to do? No, I can't do it. This is led to such a great disaster. So similarly, I am just symbolizing like some speculative. It will lead to great disaster in our own life when we say, I can't do anything. Everything was under Dhritarashtra. He could have even banished. Why did Vidura approach Dhritarashtra and say, banish his son? But quite a late. Just before the war, Vidura approached Dhritarashtra and said, just send this son out of the kingdom, throw him out of the kingdom. Disinherit him and throw him out. He told, Vidura approached, and rather at that time Duryodhana heard that. He was not scared of him. In front of, anyways, Yamaraj, we will take him to task anyway later. So said, Vidura is Yamaraj himself. So he said, get rid of this king. That's why Vidura deals anyway. Yamaraj deals with him. He was scared of that king. So he told Dhritarashtra, can you do something? And Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana heard that. And he said, this kept servant of a maid, he insulted him very, very strongly, which is not at all befitting because he is a very exalted personality, highly respected of Dhritarashtra always, even by people. There is an instruction called Vaidurikam, which is equivalent or even more than Chanakya Niti Shastra. Vidura tells morality to Dhritarashtra, which is also very nice quotes and moral instructions. So at that time, Duryodhana was insulted him, and Dhritarashtra was silent. So Vidura saw nothing working here. He could have lifted his weapon or called his all weapons and finished the whole thing there only. If Duryodhana was killed, all Mahabharata war was over at that. But no, he didn't want to disturb the Lord's pastime. He knew his role. He just left. He didn't want to be part of the war or what. Just left the whole thing. So anyway, so the point is that we should also be careful at this point that we should not say, I can't do anything. This is horrible. We should never say. Then we are imitating Dhritarashtra. Rather, Arjuna was in that similar dilemma and he couldn't fight. But what he did? He took shelter of Krishna. And then, yes, he got the strength finally. He wanted to fight for the Lord, definitely, but his weakness is because he says, no, Karpeta dosha, upahta sabhava. My whole consciousness is affected by miserly weakness. I don't know what is happening here. I should follow you, my Lord, but and miserly weaknesses prevented that. Dhritarashtra could have always taken the shelter. Vedavyasa is his father, he could have taken his shelter, if not Krishna. He could have always been saved. But it never, that's what Prabhupada said, that's the difference between divine and demonic person. Everybody gets into problem. Divine people, they go and take shelter of the great personality. And demonic people, that's why we become demonic. Originally we are all good sons of God. So actually there is nobody demonic in one sense because everybody is good at heart. Even the most devil man on earth has some goodness in his heart. Correct? But what the problem is with him, he doesn't go and take shelter. Then he's in problem. That's why he does demonic activities. Everybody gets demonic ideas. But a divine person takes shelter of the Lord. My Lord, this is embarrassing. Please pull me out of this. Just like everybody gets sick. But some people go to doctor and get cured. But some people don't get cured. Then the sickness is what disturbs the society. Sickness is like a sickness of the mind. So we should take shelter of the Lord, all of us. And we know what are the instructions of Krishna. But like Dhritarashtra, I am unable to do anything and I have to do all the nonsense. This is not acceptable. This is actually derived from this. So everybody is now known to conchshells. That is now the next shloka. Sughos tarāsrāna hridayāni vradārayat navascha prithivim chaiva molo abhyanunādayam. The blowing of the different conchshells became uproarious and thus vibrating both in the sky and the earth, it shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra.
When Bhishma and the others on the side of Duryodhana knew their respective conscience, there was no heartbreaking on the part of the Pandavas. Such occurrences are not mentioned, but in this particular verse it is mentioned that the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered by the sounds vibrating in the Pandavas' party. This is due to the Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Krishna. One who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of the greatest calamity.
So this is a sign of advancement, when you become fearless. I remember when operation time when the surgeon entered, advancement means it should not happen. You remember? Surgeon entered, you know that the heartbeat, you have put that thing?
Yeah.
And then, you have seen that? He goes sometimes, sees the operation going on.
He was at the medical surgery.
Oh, you also. You saw that time there? Tap, tap. And when the surgeon entered with all the big things, tap, 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 tap. So that should not happen as we advance in spiritual life. No fear. This is just actually, these are the samples. The real fear is going to come in the life. These are just samples. So in the life, these are all small things. The real fear in the life is death. And the fear of death, we should not will shake us. Actually, Prabhupada used to say, we should not die like cats and dogs. Cats and dogs, when they die great deal of fear, complete confusion. We should die with clarity. That's the difference between death of a great man or a normal man. They say by the death we can know what he has done in another way. Some people look in another way, how much he suffers to find. That's true. More the sinful man is, more diseases he will have, more he will suffer in the old age. That's a separate issue. But more focus is that how he dies. And a devotee of the Lord, there is an explanation in Bhagavatam, who was a person who put his leg on the head of the death personified and jumped on the Vaikuntha Vimana. Bhagavatam has a description. Ritu Maharaj. Who was read carefully. One of them was there, remember? The death personified came and he circumambulated the Vaikuntha Vimana. Then as he was about to climb, Mrityu Purusha came running towards him because in this body he can't enter Vaikuntha. He put his head on his head and jumped on the Vaikuntha Vimana, practically blessing the Mrityu Purusha also. Death is like taken like Just like morning we are hearing, great devotees are waiting to die. Just like suppose you have to go to America, you are waiting to catch the flight. So you are waiting to go back to Krishna. That's it. Everybody is scared of death. So this fear should go away from our life. And that's what is happening here. Duryodhana and the Pandavas are there, and the Duryodhana party blew the conchshell, led by Bhishma. Pandavas, nothing happened to them. And the Pandavas were much smaller in army. When they blew the conchshell, the hearts of Dhritarashtra and the son started shaking in fear. Yeah. So why? Why the Pandavas were not scared? Prabhupada says here, one who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear, even in the midst of greatest calamity. Nothing to fear. Fear element. Like Acharya, Prabhupada was going to America, no fear element. He was only thinking a lot, how will I do this job? That's all. But no fear. We will be feared. Where will I live? Where will I eat? This kind of questions will be in our mind. So fear should be as gradually. Vita raga maya koda manamaya mam vashita bhavo gyana tapasa bhuta madabhavam agata. So this raga, attachment, bhaya, krodha, these things become absent in the heart of a devotee as he advances. It's true, sometimes we will be angry when Krishna's service is spoiled, but at heart we don't have any vice for it. When people get angry, then they have a vice for somebody in the heart. Negatively, a devotee never has that. He wishes well for everybody. Sometimes correcting, what is all this? This is the way to do it. But there is no, it's like a teacher. They have a big study on anger. Teacher has something called dutiful anger. That is not wrong. Why you not done the assignment? It's fine. But he doesn't have a vice against it. He doesn't feel ill will towards the student. He's wishing well on. When person can feel it, he is sometimes nowadays the big egos can't even scold. They get hurt, and if you scold in front of the class over them, at least there is nothing ill wish. So fear anyway should not be present in the personality of the devotee, because he is full faith. I am under Krishna's protection. Atha vyavasthitam drishva tarāsam kapidvajaha praviddeshasra sampāti tanubhudyamya pandavaha Hrishikesham tada vakyam idam aham ahipate. O king, at the time Arjuna, the son of Pandu, was seated in his chariot, his flag marked. Hanumān took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows, looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra. O king, Arjuna then spoke to Hrishikesha Krishna these words.
The battle was just about to begin. It is understood from the above statement that the sons of Dhritarashtra were more or less disheartened by the unexpected arrangement of military force with the Pandavas, who were guided by the direct instructions of Lord Krishna on the battlefield. The emblem of Hanumān on the flag of Arjuna is another sign of victory, because Hanumān cooperated with Lord Rama in the battle between Rama and Ravana, and Lord Rama emerged victorious. Now both Rama and Hanumān were present on the chariot of Arjuna to help him. Lord Krishna is Rama himself, and wherever Lord Rama is, his eternal servitor Hanumān and his eternal consort Sita, the goddess fortune, are present. Therefore, Arjuna had no cause to fear any enemies whatsoever. And above all, the Lord of the senses, Lord Krishna, was personally present to give him directions. Thus, all good counsel was available to Arjuna in the matter of executing the battle. In such auspicious conditions arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee lay the signs of assured victory.
So Prabhupada, as you see, even the first chapter, his whole purports are loaded with devotion. Prabhupada speaks in this lecture also on this. He says that, you see the attitude of Arjuna, that is what we should have. In the sense that Arjuna was praying for the blessing of Hanumān, because Hanumān has fought for Lord Rama and he was victorious. Similarly, Arjuna has a service to the same Lord Rama as Krishna. He wants his blessing. Prabhupada said, this is the attitude of the devotees. This is the attitude. The spiritual life is completely different. Completely taking shelter and blessings of devotees. This This is not in the material life. Material life is like you want to push everybody and then to proceed. Spiritual life is not like that. Spiritual life is completely different. There is no rat race here. Oh, Hanumān did, I have to be better than him. That's not that. He's taking blessings on Hanumān. But material life is, it's just doing better. I am better. Therefore, we sometimes, we keep dreaming also. Even devotees may dream sometimes. I will go there and all devotees will recognize me. They will all get up when I come. Like Sughdev Goswami went into the assembly. He was not expecting people to get up in metal. But everybody naturally got up. Correct? That's what happened to Bhagavatam. It's not that easy. People are getting over not getting. It's inventory. And not even the age was a criteria. Look at him, he was just an 18-year-old boy, a whole assembly got up. What a beautiful society we had in India. And whole society focused on spiritual advancement. The greatest culture. Therefore, Prabhupada, when he says we have lost our culture, we don't know what we have lost. We have hardly seen what was the real culture. So we had a culture which was targeted for spiritual advancement. So Arjuna was praying. And therefore Prabhupada said, here the line is so nice, the whole arrangement, Krishna himself is there, that Hanumān is there on the flag, and a whole arrangement, he said, assured sign of victory. That's how devotee sees when he does service to Krishna. Prabhupada always saw that, but Prabhupada, this is not possible for an ordinary devotee. He always saw whatever happening. He says once in Mayapur, when he is coming back after the Mayapur temple is established, started construction. There's a beautiful video where, I don't know when we can show you all those videos. Very nice. Prabhupada is coming and whole 1,000 devotees are waiting for Prabhupada car to arrive. And Prabhupada arrives in Mayapur. Somewhere around 120 GB of videos are there. Very high resolution. And then what they have done, the same recording during that time they play when those videos are going on. Prabhupada darshan is going on. The videos are going on, devotees are dancing and Prabhupada is having. So they tell Prabhupada, you must have dreamt so many things. Prabhupada said, no, actually I just desire something that Krishna makes it come out very wonderful. I wanted, when he had the first opportunity to go, that was in Japan, to publish, to go as part of conference, to go out of India the first time, to present Krishna consciousness. And at that time, Prabhupada wrote the book called Light of Bhagavata, which is still there. And he did not know how to go there, he had no money, and he was telling the conference organizer, can you organize a painter to paint those paintings? In Japan, can we organize with Japanese, Chinese? They were discussing all those things. Finally, the whole thing fell apart because they could not sponsor proper trip expenditure, and he had no money to go. So at that time, later, devotees came to know of this as the movement spread, and they organized a Chinese painter to paint those paintings. That's why you see those paintings are very different. Light of Bhagavata. It's made by a Chinese painter, in the Chinese art style. So Prabhupada says, like that, I desired something that Krishna made it come out very wonderful. I was desiring to print some books, now they're getting printed in millions. They're wonderful artists now doing things like that. That's how it happens. The devotee sees it that way. When devotees are coming to Prabhupada, Prabhupada used to always say, Krishna has sent all of you to help me. Always sees the Guru and Krishna giving help for us to advance in Krishna consciousness. If you look at that, actually, our life constantly that is going on. More than we deserve, Krishna gives help. Just like a father also in the normal circumstances, in any family. More than the child deserves, he gives encouragement for him to become good man, to the capacity possible, any father. The same way, Krishna being the Supreme Father, and his focus is on spiritual advancement, primarily. True, Krishna is also bothered about our material welfare always. But he wants to take us back, ultimately back to Godhead, and more than we even aspire for, he gives. Prabhupada says, you take one step, Krishna take 10 steps. Whole arrangement is actually for our spiritual advancement. So in such auspicious conditions, arranged by the Lord for his eternal devotee, lay the signs of assured victory. There's nothing to worry, Krishna is there with you. So sometimes what happens is that we plan too much forgetting our spiritual advancement, which is not good. We should balance such a way, and then we know that anyway Krishna is with me. Arjuna vacha Senayorubayo madhye Ratam Sāpyam me Achyuta Yavadeta niriksheya Yodu kamamavasthita Kaimaya sahayodhavyam Asmin rana samudyame. Arjuna said, O infallible, please draw my chariot between the two armies so I may see who is present here, who is desirous of fighting, and with whom I must contend in this great battle better.
Although Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, out of his causeless mercy, he was engaged in the service of his friend. He never fails in his affection for his devotees, and thus his address herein as infallible. As charioteer, he had to carry out the orders of Arjuna, and since he did not hesitate to do so, he is addressed as infallible. Although he had accepted the position of a charioteer for his devotee, his supreme position was not challenged. In all circumstances, he was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rishikesha, the Lord of the total senses. The relationship between the Lord and his servitor is very sweet and transcendental. The servitor is always ready to render a service to the Lord, and similarly, the Lord is always seeking an opportunity to render some service to the devotees. He takes greater pleasure in his pure devotees, assuming the advantageous position of ordering him than he does in being the giver of orders. As master, everyone is under his orders, and no one is above him to order him. But when he finds that a pure devotee is ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is the infallible master of all circumstances. As a pure devotee to the Lord, Arjuna had no desire to fight with his cousins and brothers, but he was forced to come into the battlefield by the obstinacy of Duryodhana, who was never agreeable to any peaceful negotiation. Therefore, he was very anxious to see who the leading person present on the battlefield were. Although there was no question of a peaceful endeavor on the battlefield, he wanted to see them again and to see how much they were bent upon demanding an unwanted war.
So now there are two things here in this. Number one is that Krishna is referred here as Achyuta, and Prabhupada has given various meanings. Every word, how they used to speak, they will weigh and carefully speak a word. Sedeyo Uyo Madhye Ratham Sāpyam me Achyuta. Why did he say Achyuta? Number one reason is that even though Krishna has become his chariot driver, he does not become anything smaller. He still remains the Supreme Lord. His position is not compromised because he has taken the role of a chariot driver. He is still Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. And second reason is that he never fails in his affection for his devotees. That is why he has done it. So therefore also he is Achyuta. Krishna. Achyuta means not Achyuta means fall. Achyuta means that he never fails in his love and affection for his devotee. Like he declares so. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta. Arjuna will declare, my devotee will never perish. So he never fails in his affection for his devotee too. And third is that Krishna is the one who made a promise. I will drive the chariot for Arjuna. Krishna made that promise. He doesn't break his promise. That is also fallible. He doesn't fall in his promise. He only said, I will drive a chariot. Krishna, you only said you will drive a chariot. Oh, Achyuta, drive. So he has given a word, he will do it. You have to drive. And actually, Arjuna is maybe feeling a little embarrassed. He has to order his Lord. Therefore, oh my Achyuta, you remain the Supreme Lord. But now you have to do this. You only asked. And then Prabhupada is saying something very sweet. Why does Krishna accept such roles? He himself said, he himself took this role. Actually, he could have not taken. He himself said, I will, one side I will not fight. Anyway, I am going to Arjuna only. Duryodhana will throw me out anyway. He doesn't want me. He wanted something from Krishna. That is politics. He has nothing to do with Krishna, but still came to Krishna to take away that. It's politics. So now, Krishna is Prabhupada revealing here. This is all very, very confidential things. Krishna takes great pleasure to be adored by his devotees. He takes great pleasure in that. He says, but when he finds the pure devotee ordering him, he obtains transcendental pleasure, although he is the infallible master of all circumstances. Krishna is always the supreme God. But when the devotees take control of him, order him, chastise him, protect him, he takes great pleasure in that. So that is Krishna's. Yasosyamanam aveksha aham yaete atra samagataha dhatarashra durubuddhe he priyachikeshavaha. Let me see who has come to prepare a fight, wishing to please the evil-minded son of Dhritarashtra.
It was an open secret that Duryodhana wanted to usurp the kingdom of Pandavas by evil plans in collaborating with his father Dhritarashtra. Therefore, all persons who had joined the side of Duryodhana must have been birds of the same feather. Arjuna wanted to see them in the battlefield before the fight was begun, just to learn who they were, but he had no intention of proposing peace negotiations with them. It was also a fact that he wanted to see them to make an estimate of the strength of which he had to face, although he was quite confident of victory because Krishna was sitting by his side.
So completely mind calculation, I think. He was not scared. He just wanted, Krishna is there, he just wanted to see. And when he saw, it was not that he was a coward. When he saw practically, face to face, his grandfather, teacher, particularly all waiting to fight, the pure devotee's heart melted. Prabhupada says there in the purport, such soft-hearted person is fit for the message of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada glorifies Arjuna even in this chapter. Such a soft-hearted person. These are all symptoms of a great devotee of the Lord. His heart is so pure. Srila Prabhupada ki, Bhagavad Gita ki.